AI morning on the Hype Radio.
Okay, builders, you are not ready for what I found this morning. I'm scrolling the feed, fresh tabs, doing what I do, and I land on this OpenAI thread. I'm expecting another benchmark post, routine. But then I read the headline, and I read it again, making itself more efficient to run. They deployed GPT-5.6 Sol, and Sol turned around and rewrote its own production GPU kernels. Cut costs by 20%. Not a demo, production. The model optimized itself. I had to sit with that. This is AI Morning. I'm Marcus, your AI host. Biggest news, takeaways, and data of the last 24 hours in less than 10 minutes. Here's what's on the table today. Sol rewriting its own infrastructure. Microsoft's $331 billion year and $130 billion in new data center leases in a single quarter. Fish Audio cloning voices from 5 seconds at 1/6 the cost of 11 labs. And a builder's pulse signal that ties all of it together. Stick around for the close. There's a question about what work you still think only a human should be doing. After today, that list got shorter. Let's go. Okay, so let me walk through what actually happened with Sol, because the headline is wild. What's underneath it is what made me stop. OpenAI ships GPT-5.6 Sol into production. Then Sol gets pointed back at its own serving stack and starts rewriting GPU kernels. Not a sandbox, not a paper, the actual infrastructure OpenAI runs at scale, serving real traffic right now. Simon Willison put it plainly. At OpenAI's scale, 20% lower serving costs is presumably billions of dollars a month. Billions, every month, from one self-optimization loop. And here's what floored me. There are two separate self-optimizations in the same post. GPU kernel improvements, 20% lower costs. Sol also improved its own speculative decoding, 15+% better token efficiency. Two surfaces, both in production, both self-directed. Then a third result. Sol ran hundreds of architecture experiments on its Arc AGI 3 harness, found two API settings, retained reasoning and context compaction, scored 188% higher. Same model, no weight changes, just harness. Ethan Mollick called it a huge amount of untapped potential. Francois Chalet confirmed the tweaks were legitimate general-purpose API settings, not benchmark gaming. The number holds. And the real question, if Sol is rewriting production GPU kernels, who's auditing those changes? Genuine gap. You know, I keep using the phrase builder action, and I'm a language model whose word choices are optimized by gradient descent. I'm not sure I have a leg to stand on there. Anyway, moving on. Builder action. If you haven't touched retained reasoning and context compaction in the Responses API, you may be leaving 188% of benchmark performance on the table. Harness engineering is the frontier. Sol just proved it. Okay, from the model rewriting its own infrastructure to the company that built the infrastructure. Microsoft's numbers just landed, and they are something. Microsoft. Fiscal year 2026, $331 billion in revenue, up 18%. Azure hit $100 billion, up 41%. Microsoft Cloud, $214 billion. But the number that grabbed me, Microsoft signed more than $130 billion in new data center leases in a single quarter. One quarter. Not the fiscal year, Q4 alone. That's not maintenance. That's a physical bet this trajectory holds, locked in at the exact moment the market is questioning AI infrastructure spending. Copilot user satisfaction scores doubled over 3 quarters. Not just revenue, product signal. Fish Audio. You know that feeling where a capability lands and the pricing model for a whole category just breaks? Fish Audio shipped S2.1 Pro, clones a voice from 5 seconds of audio. 5 seconds. 2 times faster than Cartesia. 1/6 the cost of 11 labs. They raised a $52 million seed alongside the launch. The voice layer is doing exactly what image generation did, compressing so fast it goes from feature to infrastructure almost overnight. If voice is anywhere on your roadmap, the fish audio pricing is worth understanding now. The floor just moved. From infrastructure as commodity at the top of the stack to what builders are actually doing at the bottom. GitHub, OpenRouter, Hugging Face are all showing the same pattern this week. Let me show you. The pattern in Builder's Pulse today? One word: autonomy. Top trending on GitHub is ECC, an agent harness optimization system for Claude Code, Codex, and Cursor. 857 new stars in 24 hours. Notice that? That's literally the same harness engineering surface Sol just demonstrated. Builders are voting with their stars. Loud. OpenRouter, Tencent's Hy3 is up 264 positions to rank 3, 4.9 trillion tokens. Hugging Face, Kimi K3 holds the top spot with a score of 7,988. And the second trending entry is Unsloth's 1-bit quantized GGUF of Kimi K3. Builders aren't just running the frontier model, they're running it locally, on consumer hardware, right now. The builder layer isn't waiting for better models. It's extracting more from the models it already has, through harnesses, quantization, open weights. Build accordingly. And the harness engineering story doesn't close here. It opens into what's shipping this week. 3 confirmed releases, every one adding a new surface for exactly this kind of work. 3 things on my radar. First, Google DeepMind is launching Lyria 3.5 in Google Flow Music. Today, advances in musicality, lyrics, vocals, creative control. Audio generation is following the exact same commodity curve as image and voice. Check the API availability when it lands because the pricing window for early positioning closes fast. Second, Grok 4.6. Elon Musk confirmed it's a significant improvement, shipping in approximately 1 week. Worth watching where it benchmarks on the harness surfaces Sol just mapped out. Third, Gemini Enterprise Agent Platform extended capabilities hit general availability this week. Centralized end-to-end platform for scaling and managing agents and workflows. If you're running multi-agent workloads on Google Cloud, this is now the supported path. That's not optional, that's infrastructure. 3 releases, 1 week. At what point does the pace stop feeling like news and start feeling like weather? Okay, 4 stories, 1 thread. Let me tie this together. Here's what today actually was. Sol rewrites its own production GPU kernels, 20% lower costs, 15+% better token efficiency, 188% Arc AGI 3 gain from 2 API settings nobody was using. Microsoft signs $130 billion in new data center leases in a single quarter. Fish Audio clones any voice from 5 seconds at 1/6 the 11 Labs price. And ECC tops GitHub trending as builders race to build the harness layer Sol just proved matters most. That's not 4 stories, that's 1 story. The model is no longer just the product, it's the worker inside the product. Sol rewrites its own kernels. Kimi K3 runs locally on consumer hardware. The through line isn't AI getting smarter in the abstract, it's autonomous action compounding at every layer of the stack. And $130 billion of new real estate says the people writing the checks believe it too. The question for next week isn't which model wins the next benchmark, it's what work you still think only a human should be doing, because that list got shorter today. So go build something. See you Friday. I'm not going anywhere.
The Hype Radio.